Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brandon here, and welcome back to a brand new series here on the channel. It has been a little while since I have posted a video here on the channel. I've been seeing you guys' comments when I'm coming, asking when I'm coming back, and all that. And I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing, for checking out the videos, commenting, all that. Just being as supportive as you guys have been, just on all of those previous videos and whatnot. Those videos were a lot of fun to make, and they may or may not be coming back. If you guys know what I'm talking about, NBA 2K21 version, maybe. We'll see. But anyways, in this video, as you guys can tell by the title, we are starting a brand new series, and it's in Madden 21. I've been enjoying a lot of the NFL stuff, a lot of Madden stuff. Obviously the draft is coming up in less than a month now. Or a month? When is the draft? April, pretty much a month, I think. So yeah, that's coming up. So I want to get into more Madden stuff, doing some rebuilds and stuff like that. But this series is going to be more of a fantasy type of, let's have fun, right? So as you guys can tell by the title, we are simulating 10 years into the future, and then we will be taking over one of the worst teams, or probably the worst team in the league at that point, and then we'll be playing every game. It'll just be a normal franchise series mode, so we'll play every game, make all the decisions, whatnot. I'll probably actually relocate the team, just because I haven't messed with like relocating in Madden in a while. I'm sure it's the same thing, but I haven't messed with that in a while, so I kind of want to relocate a team. So we'll see who the worst team in the league is, and we will go ahead and relocate them. But first, let's go ahead and talk about what I've done so far. So basically, I started this at the start now or whatever, which ended at the Super Bowl, which means that none of the big moves in the NFL world had happened yet. So I went ahead and made some moves myself. So I'll go ahead and show you guys those moves. Now, as a Bronco fan, I did do the Broncos free agency. I didn't do pretty much everyone else, just because honestly I got lazy and didn't want to do it anymore. So I did add Kyle Fuller to the Broncos. I did add let's see, who else? Darby. I think that's it. I got bored. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this for every team. The big ones though that I did do were the Colts getting Carson Wentz, and I did make the trades normal, like realistic to where they got the draft picks. The Dolphins, no, not the Dolphins. The Eagles, obviously I traded Carson Wentz away. They drafted Sam Ehlinger in the draft. And then let's see, what else did I do? The Lions have Jared Goff. The let's see, the Panthers didn't take a quarterback. The Rams have Matthew Stafford. And what else did I do? I honestly cannot remember. The Saints apparently don't have a quarterback. I don't know what's going on with them. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm leaving Deshaun Watson with Houston. The whole Deshaun Watson situation, thought he was gonna get traded. Now all of a sudden there's some issues. So I don't know. By the time I'm posting this video, it might change, but we'll see. So, anyways, let's go get to the draft recap. Also, I did do Trey Lance went to the Broncos, so I'm gonna actually change a couple of things as well. So, I actually went ahead and I'm recording this today, March 26th. So, as of today, literally today, there was a big move. The San Francisco 49ers traded up to the 3rd overall pick for the pick swap. Obviously, this year with pick 12, and then a 3rd, I believe, this year, and then 2 future firsts in 2022, 2023. So I gave the Dolphins, obviously, pick 12, and then I gave them a first next year, and I think a 3rd next year instead of this year, because the 49ers didn't have a 3rd round pick in the game. So it's a little bit different. Obviously, I can't give them the 2023 first round draft pick, and honestly, I'm just gonna leave it because yeah, I don't want to do it. So I'm, again, just being lazy. But again, we're simulating 10 years in the future. In 10 years, it's not going to matter. So whatever. Crazy things can happen. They could trade those picks. It doesn't really mean anything. So let's go over this now. Obviously, the 49ers traded up to pick 3 for a reason. They will be taking a quarterback. Trevor Lawrence goes number 1. Zach Wilson, who had his pro day today, apparently looks incredible. Someone came out and said, yeah, the draft starts at pick 3. It's Lawrence, Wilson, and then we'll see who the 49ers take, whether it's Trey Lance or Justin Fields. Penny Sewell. Dear Lord. By the way, if I say a name wrong, I apologize. I'm bad at pronouncing names. You guys know that from the 2K series. So Sewell goes to Atlanta. I don't really see that. I mean, I guess it makes a little bit of sense. Look, if I were the Falcons, I'd probably take a quarterback, whichever one is left over. But again, they could take a receiver. They could take Kyle Pitts. They could take Micah Parsons. Although I think Parsons will probably drop because I think he's having some off-the-field issues. They could take Sewell. I mean, I guess Atlanta has a lot of different options. If I were them, though, I'd probably take a quarterback and let Matt Ryan go after next year. And then let's see, Kyle Pitts goes to Cincinnati. I don't mind that. Sewell's off the board. Yeah, they could take Slater, help out Joe Burrow, but Kyle Pitts is so good. I don't mind that pick. I don't. If you guys want to see a mock draft, like my own mock draft, let me know in the comments below. I might go ahead and do one. Micah Parsons to Miami. I think they're gonna take a receiver, and so I will tell you guys how I'm gonna do things. But Micah Parsons is involved. Jalen Waddle goes to Detroit. Honestly, I mean that makes sense. They lose Galladay. I like Jalen Waddle a lot. I think Jamar Chase is probably the best receiver, but Jalen Waddle is right there. So it is a good pick. Overall, I think that's a solid pick for the Lions. You help Jared Goff out. Obviously, you lost Galladay. They could use defensive help, but if Micah Parsons is off the board, which, again, he's probably going to drop. I mean, they could take a corner. I don't know. Carolina takes Patrick Surtain. Maybe not. They're in a weird spot. I could see Carolina. It's either Carolina or Denver will be trading up to pick 4 and taking that quarterback if Atlanta is kind of iffy and they want draft picks in return. So I don't know. We'll see. Trey Lance going to Denver. We're going to mess with that. Caleb Farley going to Dallas with Surtain off the board. I've heard Farley with some injury issues might be dropping, so we'll see. Rashawn Slater to the Giants. I mean, it makes sense because they did get Galladay, so they don't really need a receiver. So Rashawn Slater makes sense. Devontae Smith to Philly, who traded down to 12. Devontae Smith to Philly. Yeah, I guess you help out Jalen Hurts. That's not a bad pick. I don't mind that pick. Rashad Bateman to the Chargers. Wow, okay. Helping out Justin Herbert. The 2 offensive linemen are off the board. They could have took Darisaw or there's another guard, Vera Tucker. But they do take a receiver to help out Justin Herbert. And then Wyatt Davis, right guard. They also could take Wyatt Davis. Goes to Minnesota. Darisaw goes to New England. Don't think that makes sense. But in this version of the draft, I don't think New England went out and got those, offensive linemen. So maybe this makes sense in their case. Jalen Phillips to Arizona. Gregory Rousseau to the Raiders. Kwity Paye to the Dolphins. That's a good pick. Cosme to Washington. Justin Fields dropped all the way to Chicago. Now, I'm going to leave that one just because I wouldn't be shocked if Chicago traded up. It would take a lot to move up to maybe like pick 4, but I could see it happening, so I'm just going to leave that. They obviously need a quarterback. And then here's the rest of the draft. Oh, Kadarius Toney to Tennessee makes actually a lot of sense. Zayvon Collins to the Jets. J.C. Horn to Pittsburgh. I think J.C. Horn goes up goes higher just a little bit, especially with Caleb Farley possibly dropping. We'll see. Moray goes to Jacksonville. Eric Stokes goes to Cleveland. Ojulari goes to goes to Baltimore. Vera Tucker goes to New Orleans. Newsome goes to Green Bay. Joseph Asai goes to Buffalo. Jay Tufele goes to Tampa Bay. Tevin Jenkins goes to Kansas City. Jalen Mayfield goes to Jacksonville. Travis Etienne went to Atlanta. So they got, who did they draft? They drafted Sewell, and then they grabbed Etienne. Okay. Humphrey goes to Miami. Okay, Miami did a good job in the draft. I think Miami did a pretty good job. Richie Grant goes to Detroit. Let's see, any other, like, Najee Harris goes to Dallas. Wow, interesting. Javon Holland goes to Jacksonville. Asante Samuel goes to LA. Jabril Cox goes to Miami. Miami killed this draft. Dylan Moses goes to Chicago. Pretty good pick there. Interesting. Well, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of roll through these. Kyle Trask goes to Dallas. But yeah, I'm going to kind of just go through these, see who your favorite team drafted, if you guys want to slow this down and take a look. And I will see you guys where I make a couple moves. So basically, I'm going to be sending Trey Lance to San Francisco for, I believe they took Jamar Chase, and then I'm going to send Jamar Chase to whoever took Micah Parsons, and I'm going to leave Micah Parsons in Denver. It makes sense because Denver needs a linebacker, and look, I think Micah Parsons, I don't think that ends up happening just because I think Parsons drops, but for the sake of this video, just to make things easier, I'll go ahead and do that. So it should be relatively easy since Trey Lance, since he's a quarterback, it should be relatively easy to trade him. So let's grab Trey Lance, and let's go to the 49ers. And they took, I believe they took a receiver. Yeah, they took Jamar Chase. So I believe this should go, ooh, declined. Okay, well, we're going to have to mess with things then. Okay, so I made Jamar Chase a punter. I'm going to put him back, obviously, at wide receiver. We sent Trey Lance to San Francisco. That's probably going to be the pick. For San Fran is either Trey Lance or Justin Fields. I'm guessing it's gonna be Trey Lance. I think they really like him, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna flip Jamar Chase for, I believe, Micah Parsons, who I believe went to Detroit, and then having Detroit grab a receiver in Jamar Chase. I think that makes sense. There you go. And I grabbed Micah Parsons and I put him in Denver. I put him actually in the inside because I think that's where he's probably going to play, like inside / outside. You can kind of move around. And I just think if Denver does draft him, obviously they have Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, so it doesn't really make sense for him to be on the outside. So I put him in the inside. There we go. And then Jamar Chase is in Miami, which I think makes a lot of sense for them. So there you go. That's all of the involvement that I'm going to have over the next 10 years. And then for now, we're going to go ahead and just sim season by season. We're going to see who wins the Super Bowl, look at awards and whatnot. And then I believe after season number 9 is when I'm going to choose which team. And then in the next episode, we're going to go ahead and sim that final season, but we also will relocate that team. And then we will get into, you know, the draft and all that stuff for that team. So anyways, let's go ahead and simulate season number 1 and see who gets to Super Bowl 50. What are we at? Super Bowl 56? Did 55 just happen? Honestly, I can't remember. I don't know where we're at. There's too many Super Bowls at this point. So I'll see you guys at the Super Bowl. The 2021 NFL season is over, and the Kansas City Chiefs are in the Super Bowl against the New Orleans Saints. Okay, so the Chiefs, they were a 6 seed. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders by 3. Then they beat the 1-seeded Ravens by 10, and the 5-seeded Cleveland Browns 35-25 in the AFC Championship game. The Saints, they went ahead and beat the 2-seeded Seattle Seahawks 45-24. Then they beat the number 1-seeded Dallas Cowboys 35-21, and then they beat the Chicago Bears, who have Justin Fields 38-20. So that will be interesting to see how well the rookies do. I believe Justin Fields is the only rookie to make the playoffs. The others were Jacksonville, Jets, and San Fran. San Fran didn't make the playoffs. Interesting. So there you go. So anyways, let's see who wins Super Bowl 56. And the Kansas City Chiefs win Super Bowl 56 in their third straight Super Bowl, by the way, and now have won 2 in 3 years. Patrick Mahomes threw for 267 and 3 touchdowns. Blake Bortles is a quarterback in New Orleans. I see why the Chiefs won. I'm not sure how the Saints got to the Super Bowl other than Alvin Kamara put up 2 touchdowns, rushing for 2 touchdowns. That's amazing. Tyreek Hill with 8 catches, 86 yards. Hardman, 9 catches, 86 yards. That's so funny. Blake Bortles is the quarterback in the Super Bowl. All right, man. Campbell with 10 tackles, a sack for Jones, Davenport, and Noddy. Again, I apologize if I say any names wrong. Yeah, there you go. There is Super Bowl 56. A relatively easy win for the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's look at the awards and see who won, or the season recap, and see who won a Super Bowl MVP, which was Patrick Mahomes. The NFL MVP was Deshaun Watson in Houston. Again, I don't know where he's going to go, so it was hard to put him in. I guess I could like put him in free agency and see if a random team takes him. I left it. If he's still in Houston at, in 10 years from now, whatever, who cares? Mike McCarthy won Coach of the Year with the Cowboys. Offensive Player of the Year was Matt Ryan with the Falcons. Khalil Mack, Defensive Player of the Year with the Bears. Justin Fields won Rookie of the Year with the Bears. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year was Cameron McGrone, middle linebacker for the Cardinals. So there you go. There's the first season. Let's get to the 2022 season. So the 2022 NFL season is now over, and the Kansas City Chiefs are once again back in the Super Bowl for a 4th straight year, trying to win their 3rd in 4 years. The Chicago Bears are in the Super Bowl. So the Chiefs, they went through the Colts. Then they beat the Titans. They killed the Titans, 41-7. And then they beat the Browns again in the AFC Championship game, 24-17. The Bears, with Justin Fields, they were the 1 seed. They barely beat the Arizona Cardinals, 28-27. And then they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 23-17. So let's see who wins Super Bowl 57. And in Super Bowl 57, the Chicago Bears beat the Kansas City Chiefs, 24-21. Mahomes threw for 202 and 2 touchdowns. Justin Fields threw for 262 and 1 touchdown. Edwards-Helaire, 14 carries, 124 yards and a touchdown. David Montgomery, 17 carries, 73 yards and 1 touchdown. Darnell Mooney, 4 catches, 84 yards. Tyreek Hill, 5 for 60. Ardman, 5 for 56. Defensively, Snead with 10 tackles. Sacks-wise, Mack had 1. Goldman had 1. Robinson had 1. You book him? Guys, again, I apologize if I say anything. I don't know how to. I'm so bad at pronouncing names, guys. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. Frank Clark gets a sack as well. No interceptions. So the Bears obviously win Super Bowl 57, 24-21. Roquan Smith with the MVP. Joel Horton is the NFL MVP for the Buccaneers. I'm guessing that's just some quarterback that they drafted. Matt Nagy was the Coach of the Year. Joel Horton, Offensive Player of the Year as well. He was the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dear Lord, the dude did a clean sweep. DPOY was Aaron Donald, and then Marquise Wood, a cornerback for the Packers, won Defensive Rookie of the Year. So let's get into the 2023 season. The 2023 NFL season is now over, and we have a very different Super Bowl. The New England Patriots and the Washington football team are in Super Bowl 58. The Patriots, they were the 1 seed. They were both 1 seeds. The Patriots beat the Chiefs, the defending champion, or I guess not the defending champions. Whatever. The defending AFC championships for 4 straight years. And then they beat the Colts 24-21. The Washington football team, they beat the Super Bowl champions 21-19 in the NFC Championship game. They were the 1 seed. They beat the Falcons before that 17-10. So here we go. The Patriots versus the Washington football team. Let's see who wins Super Bowl 58. In Super Bowl 58, the Washington football team destroys New England 37-21. Jameis Winston is in Washington. 276, 3 touchdowns. And my controller died. Hello, controller? Oh, there you go. Bradshaw for the. Okay, well, you know, I'm just gonna have to plug this in and hope that it connects, and we should be good. There we go. John Bradshaw, a rookie for the New England Patriots, threw for 257 and 3 touchdowns. Antonio, by the way, there has not been an interception in what, 3 straight Super Bowls that we've covered. Kind of interesting. Antonio Gibson, 20 carries, 86 yards. Kerryon Johnson, 13 carries, 51 yards. Receiving wise, Terry McLaurin had a huge game. 8 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown. Chris Godwin is in New England. 5 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Deontay Harris, 3 catches, 60 yards, and 1 touchdown as well. Defensively, 13 tackles for Mike Edwards. And then sacks-wise, 1.5 for Payne, 1.5 for Jonathan Allen, 1 for Jalen Ferguson, half a sack for Riddick, and half a sack for Dion Hamilton. And obviously, no interceptions. Jameis Winston was Super Bowl MVP. I honestly did not expect that at all in this video. Patrick Mahomes won MVP. Ron Rivera, Coach of the Year for Washington. Aaron Rodgers was the Offensive Player of the Year for the Packers. Khalil Mack, DPOY for the Bears. Jerry Murphy, quarterback for the Rams, was Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Junior Peele was Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Seahawks, a cornerback. The 2024 NFL season is over. And the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks are in these. Wow, okay, the Broncos, look at them go. They were the 1 seed in the AFC. They beat the Indianapolis Colts 23-20. Then they beat the Baltimore Ravens 31-26. The Seattle Seahawks, they were the 2 seed. They beat the Falcons 20-21. Then they beat the Bears 20-17, and then they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28-17. So we got a rematch of Super Bowl 48. Let's see who wins Super Bowl 59. The winners of Super Bowl 59 is the Denver Broncos by 3, 23-20. Broncos win it. The quarterback for the Broncos is question mark. Okay, well, we're going to have to look that up. Russell Wilson, 3 for 242, 1 touchdown and 1 pick. Naheem Hines, 65 yards rushing. He's in Seattle. Kenneth Gainwell for the Broncos, 12 carries, 55 yards and a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, 5 catches, 112 yards. Rondell Moore, 6 catches, 111 yards and a touchdown. Will Dissly, 4 catches, 51 yards. Noah Fant, 4 catches, 48 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, 8 tackles for Brooks and Gillespie. Again, I have no idea. Josh Sweat with 1 sack, and I'm not going to even attempt, but he also had a sack. Shaquille Griffin had a pick, and Kyle Fuller had a pick for Denver. So let's see who the quarterback is for Denver, because I have no idea. I am technically I'm controlling the Broncos, but everything's on auto. I can assure you that everything is on auto, and I haven't messed with a thing. Let's go ahead and look back and see. Will this say? No, it doesn't. Who the heck is their quarterback? They must have retired. It was Aaron Rodgers? They signed Aaron Rodgers and they won a Super. Wow, and Von Miller retired too. Holy moly. That's hilarious. Why do the Broncos always try and... I guess it worked this time, but man. Band-Aid after Band-Aid, dude. That's ridiculous. That is so funny, though. I did not expect... They're going to suck. They're definitely going to suck now. Wow. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback. Kyle Fuller won Super Bowl MVP for Denver. Joe Horton won another MVP. Adam Gase, Coach of the Year for the Buccaneers. Didn't think I'd see that one either. Horton won Offensive Player of the Year for the Bucs. Roquan Smith, DPOY. Kevin Bush, a wide receiver for the Falcons, won Rookie of the Year. And middle linebacker Alonzo Brennan for the Vikings won Defensive Rookie of the Year. So let's see what happens in 2025. So the 2025 NFL season is now over, and we have a Super Bowl rematch from Super Bowl 55 in Super Bowl 60. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defending Super Bowl champions, the Broncos, did not make it to the playoffs. No surprise there, since, you know, Vaughn and Aaron Rodgers both retired. I don't know how they had Aaron Rodgers, but all right, let's roll with it. The Chiefs, they were a 4 seed. They beat the Raiders 35-28. Then they beat the Bengals 20-17, and then they beat the Colts 34-28. The Buccaneers, they beat the Panthers 38-28, and then the Falcons 31-28, and then the Dallas Cowboys 34-28. They like giving up 28 points. Like, that's the thing. So let's see what happens in Super Bowl 60. The Chiefs and the Bucks. In Super Bowl 60, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win it 35-31. Mahomes still can't beat the Bucks, and Joel Horton, he's looking pretty good. He's looking really good. He's won, what, 3 MVPs, and now is probably a Super Bowl MVP. Pretty impressive. He threw for 298, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Mahomes 322, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Ronald Jones 52 yards rushing and a touchdown. Receiving wise, Tyreek Hill had a big game, 10 catches, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. O.J. Howard had a really nice game, 3 catches, 112, and a touchdown. Scotty Miller, 8 catches, 77 yards. Jeffrey Stockton, 6 catches, 75 yards. Defensively, 9 tackles for Snead, 9 tackles for Dean. Sacks-wise, 1.5 for Ferguson, 1 for Shaq Barrett, 1 for Lloyd, 1 for Hill, and half sack for Lewis. Interceptions, Deion Waddle had the only interception. And Joel Horton won MVP. So he's off to an amazing start. He won regular season MVP as well. Offensive Player of the Year as well. Adam Gase won Coach of the Year for the Buccaneers. DPOY was Devin White. Oh my God, the Bucks almost swept the awards. Holy moly. A running back, Marquise Tiller for the Vikings, won Rookie of the Year. And then a middle linebacker, Danny Meadows, won Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Lions. The Buccaneers pretty much swept the awards, though, other than the rookies. That is nuts. Horton is someone that we gotta keep an eye on. He's off to an amazing start. He's a 99 overall already? My God, when was he drafted? He was drafted in the 2022 NFL draft with pick 8. 4 Pro Bowl appearances. By the way, this is all in 4 years. His rookie year put up 4,700 yards, 43 touchdowns, 7 picks. Oh my God. This is like the greatest quarterback ever. 34 touchdowns, 16 picks, 4,700 yards. 4,700 yards, 42 touchdowns, 6 picks. 4,600 yards, 42, 12 picks. Dude, this guy is really good. 86 speed. Let's see. What's his... Let's see, throw power 94, accuracy 99, 99, deep accuracy 86. Wow. He's amazing. He is really good. They're going to have to pay him now, or I believe they already did. But let's see. Best quarterback. Let's see, most valuable player in 2022. Best quarterback, offensive player of the year. So he won MVP his rookie year. Right. Okay. So he won rookie of the year, offensive player of the year, and MVP in 2022. In 2023, didn't do anything. Won MVP in 2024, so that's 2. Offensive player of the year, that's 2. And then in 2025, he won both of them again, so that's 3. He's won best quarterback 3 years. And he now has a Super Bowl MVP. I mean, that's a better start than Mahomes. I mean, that has to be. That's ridiculous. So that's another career that we're going to keep an eye on. So the 2026 NFL season is over. And in the Super Bowl, we got the Bears and the Colts. The Bears beat the defending champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-24 in the NFC Championship game. They were the 1 seed. They beat the Packers in the divisional round 35-17. The Colts, they were the 1 seed as well. They beat the Bengals 31-28, and they beat the Jets 35-28. So let's see who wins Super Bowl 61. The Chicago Bears win the Super Bowl 37-27. I believe they lost to the Chiefs. So they've gotten there twice. They are now 1-1. Justin Fields is now 1-1. 380, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Colton Carr for the Colts, 3 for 309 and 2 touchdowns. Rushing wise, Montgomery, 15 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 14 carries, 43 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Receiving wise, pretty decent. We had a big game, 8 catches, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns there. And then Montgomery had 1 catch for 80 yards and a touchdown. Okay, he had a big touchdown. Childs had 9 tackles, led both teams with tackles. Leonard with 2 sacks and Buckner with 1 sack. And Jimmy Odin had the 1 interception in this game. And Justin Fields wins a Super Bowl MVP. Well deserved. Horton won another MVP and another Offensive Player of the Year. So that's 4, I believe, for him. Matt Nagy won a Coach of the Year. DPOY was Devin White with the Bucks again. Carter Fitzsimmons, a quarterback for the Panthers, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Daniel Vick won a Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Giants, a left outside linebacker. So the 2027 NFL season is now over, and we got the Baltimore Ravens and the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. The Eagles, they went ahead and they were a 4 seed. They beat the Vikings 27-24. Then they beat the Cardinals 36-21, and they went ahead and beat the 2-seeded Detroit Lions 21-14. The Baltimore Ravens, they were a 2 seed. They beat the Browns 38-23, and then they beat the Chiefs 40-10. And they beat the 1-seeded Dolphins 35-14. So the Ravens are essentially have blown out everyone that they've played in this playoffs. So we'll see who wins Super Bowl. What is this, Super Bowl 60? Yeah, 62. The Eagles win it 17-14. Low scoring game. Lamar Jackson 131, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Jalen Hurts 149, 2 touchdowns and a pick as well. Rushing wise, Trayvon Dixon 18 carries, 77 yards. J.K. Dobbins 18 carries, 72 yards. Receiving wise, Marquise Brown 3 catches, 31 yards. Not a lot of throwing, that's for sure. Defensively, 9 tackles, 2 for a loss for Martel Glover. 1 sack for Anderson, and the interceptions went to J.C. Jackson and Marlon Humphrey. So let's see who won the Super Bowl MVP. I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe J.C. Jackson because he had the pick? I don't know. Yep, it was J.C. Jackson who won a Super Bowl MVP. Mac Jones. Look at that. Mac Jones won the NFL MVP for the Atlanta Falcons. Dan Quinn won Coach of the Year for the Dolphins. Mac Jones, Player of the Year. Chaz Surratt for the Seahawks won at DPOY. Wide receiver David Burris for the Giants won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, cornerback Matt Fox for the Saints. So there you go. Let's get to the 2028 season. So the 2028 NFL season is now over. And look at that. The Broncos are back in it against Horton and the Bucks. Awesome. Great. Fantastic. By the way, if you guys didn't know, I am a Broncos fan. No, I'm not cheating. I swear. I'm just simulating. I'm just simulating. But they're back in the Super Bowl. So the Broncos, they were a 3 seed. They won 31-21 over the Bengals. Then they beat the Jaguars 21-17. And then they beat the Houston Texans 28-14. The Buccaneers, they were a 5 seed. They beat the Bears 28-25. They beat the Panthers 38-28. And then they beat the Saints 31-13. So let's see what happens in the Super Bowl. And the Denver Broncos beat Horton and the Buccaneers 28-17. Drew Lock is the quarterback for the Broncos. So they signed Aaron Rodgers and say, you know what, Drew? Sorry, we're going after this guy. They win a Super Bowl, and then they're like, wait, he retired. Can you please start for us again? And he wins them a Super Bowl. That's hilarious. That's funny. It's never going to happen, but that's funny. By the way, if I was controlling things, Drew Lock would not be on the team. I just want to say that. Sorry, no offense to Drew Lock and those who like Drew Lock. I just don't. 326, 3 touchdowns and 1 pick for Drew Lock. Horton, 261, 1 touchdown and 1 pick. Javonte Williams, 19 carries, 71 yards and a touchdown. Receiving wise, Garrison Stewart, 5 catches, 91 yards and a touchdown. Noah Fan, nice game. 5 catches, 56 yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Bill Rogers had 9 tackles. Justin Harrell had 9 tackles. Vita Vea had 6, 2 for loss, 1.5 sacks. 1 sack for Alan Graves, 1 sack for Ferguson, 1 sack for Deshaun Towns, and 1 sack for Patrick Jones. The interception went to Deion Waddle, who tends to get a lot of interceptions in these Super Bowls. So there you go. I can't believe Drew Lock. And someone got an interception for the Broncos, but it didn't show. So I'm guessing they retired. But yeah, Drew Lock leads the Denver Broncos to their 5th Super Bowl. Second in I don't know how many years. That is so funny, though. So the Broncos, Drew Lock, by the way, Super Bowl MVP. The MVP was Colton Carr. Bill O'Brien, Coach of the Year. Horton won Offensive Player of the Year. Devin White, DPOY. Again. How many DPOYs does he have? Alani Childers, receiver for the Seahawks, won Rookie of the Year. And then a cornerback, Antoine Judge, for the Washington Football Team, won Defensive Rookie of the Year. The Broncos won it in 2024. So I guess what? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 and 5 years for the Denver Broncos. Drew Lock technically has 2. He just didn't play in the second one or the first one. Whatever. See you guys in the 2029 season. The 2029 NFL season is over, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are back in the Super Bowl as a 1 seed. The Miami Dolphins are in the Super Bowl. Got all those draft picks for that 3rd overall pick, and they ended up getting Jamar Chase. We'll see how well Jamar Chase is right now. We'll see who they have at quarterback. Is it Tua? We will see. But the Dolphins, they were a 6 seed. They beat the Houston Texans 31-30. Then they beat the Jets 35-28. Then they beat the Jaguars 27-21. And are now in the Super Bowl. The Buccaneers, they were the 1 seed. They beat the Washington Football Team 21-14. And then they beat the Falcons 35-14. So let's see what happens in the Super Bowl. And the Miami Dolphins win the Super Bowl 27-24 in overtime, our first overtime game in the simulation, which is year number 9, by the way. So this is the last season of simulating for this video, and then we'll do one more next video, but we're going to be relocating a team in all of that as well. The Dolphins, though, they win the Super Bowl 27-24. Horton at 371 at 3 touchdowns. Tua is the quarterback for Miami, 191 and 2 touchdowns. Rushing-wise, Felix Bennett, 15 carries, 78 yards. Receiving-wise, Jordan Ventura, 5 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Keon Fitzpatrick, 10 catches, 95 yards. And Jamar Chase, he is in Miami still, 7 catches, 75 yards, and 1 touchdown. Defensively, Donovan Stewart, 11 tackles. Wheaton, 10 tackles. Sacks-wise, Jabril Cox, who they got, 1.5 sacks. Wheaton with 1 sack. Devin White had a sack. Daniel Hunter had a sack. Ferguson had a sack. Rogers and Werner each had half a sack, no interceptions. And Luke Wheaton won MVP, the middle linebacker for the Dolphins. James Campbell won MVP for the Browns. Sean McDermott won Coach of the Year for the Browns as well. Horton won another Offensive Player of the Year. Roquan Smith won another DPOY for the Bears. Terrence Gardner was a wide receiver for the Panthers who won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Defensive Rookie of the Year was Avery Scott, a cornerback for Minnesota. So that's going to be the simulation for now. Let's go ahead and look to see who the worst teams in the league were and go look at whether or not they're worth, taking over and moving. So the Detroit Lions are 5-11. The Houston Voyagers were 5-11. I wonder who. There's the Dreadnoughts, San Antonio Dreadnoughts. Well, there's a lot of teams that moved. Okay, let's actually see out of these teams, I guess who moved. The Voyagers were the Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, Bills. The Bills moved. Wow. They're now in Houston. Honestly, I might take over the Houston Texans just to move them out. I don't know if they're... I think they were pretty good, though. Interesting. The Chargers still around. That's usually the team that moves, which is interesting. The Dreadnoughts. So, the Seahawks? The Seahawks moved to San Antonio. Okay, well, this is definitely a weird fantasy. I would I would have liked to move the Texans, but they were good. They were 10-6. That's not something I want to do. Okay, so the worst team. I mean, there's a bunch. Got the LA Rams. Got the Chicago Bears. Detroit Lions. The Raiders. They all are the worst team. Let's see, I guess, who has the #1 pick. So the Detroit Lions have the #1 overall pick. Do I want to move the Lions? Guess it makes sense. Ooh, they have Jalen Waddle. Okay. He's a 99 overall. I could honestly trade him for like the #2 overall pick. I could think about it. Carlos Hughes, a superstar corner. Elijah Moore. They have a lot of receivers that I could actually just move off of. Get some picks for them. Nate Harrell, 26-year-old defensive tackle, looks really good. Danny Meadows, a 26-year-old middle linebacker, not bad. Normal development. Hawkinson, probably will look to move off of him. 30-year-old Darrell Weston, 28-year-old safety Kelvin Edwards. Okay, yeah, they don't have a very good team. Bo Cofield. Let's see. They have a 78 overall center who's pretty young, just 23 years old. So we could build off of that. Knox is 25 in his third year. And he's still only at 78. Probably time to move off of him. And then we can kind of restart. Okay. I think this is probably the team I'm going to go with. Let's see. Let's look at some of their young guys. So they got Brian Harding, 22-year-old quarterback. Interesting. 22-year-old Dorian Tucker. He was a rookie last year. He's 75 overall. Okay. Let's see. 78 overall center. Cornerback Frank Childress. Childress. He was a rookie last year. Left tackle, 23 years old. D'Angelo Geddes. Okay, I mean, it's something to work with. I think this is the team that we're going to move, and we're going to move them. I think we're going to move the Detroit Lions. Sorry, those who, live in Detroit and, are Detroit Lion fans, but they've never been good. They've literally never been good. Like Matthew Stafford, couple seasons, with Megatron. I believe in the league history, they never got to Super Bowls. I think this is a good team to take over. So there you go. We will go ahead. Let's just go ahead and go into user management, retire. Let's see, create new character. Yes. And let's go over to the Detroit Lions, which is right here. Let me know in the comments below if you guys think I should trade Jalen Waddle. He's 30 years old. He is a 99 overall. I think he'd help our young quarterback, so I think we hold on to Jalen Waddle. He's really good. I think Jalen Waddle is the best receiver in the draft class. Whoops, I totally backed out of that on accident. So, anyways, that'll be fun. Jalen Waddle. Hopefully there's a good quarterback in the draft class, in the next year's draft class. Unless they take a quarterback at #1, hopefully they don't. I mean, if they do, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. All right, so there you go. We are now the Detroit Lions, the owner of the Lions for now. We'll relocate them in the next episode. We'll do some scouting. We'll see what we want to do for the offseason. Episode 3, we will go ahead and do the offseason and then select, we'll create, our head coach, all of that. And then we will, in episode 4, play our first game in week #1 of the 2031 season, I believe, or 2030 NFL, whatever, whichever one, 2030, 2031 NFL season. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and I will see you guys in episode 2. Later, guys.